Hi, welcome to Saturday Strolling, the Getting Ready for Christmas edition 2023. So let's just start right here in this little corner. And of course, Loki's little bed had to get moved over because underneath the table is the basket where we keep all the leashes and everything. And that used to sit over here. So pretty much everything on the bench is what we've always had on the bench. The zygopedilums, the Orange Kiss. And then I did move one of my African violets, one of the ICPU orchids, Phalaenopsis is over here. And I did also move a Paphiopedilum over here. And this is the Shinyi Heart that was struggling. And when I moved it last night, let me see if I can get in there. Look at that, guys. She is going to bloom for us. So I think she's going to be okay. My Wilsonera here, very delicious, coming right along. I've got this, look how this one grew. This is the Zygonesia Sensor Blue, bluebirds. This just grew wanky, and this is because I wasn't paying attention to the light. So she grew all wanky, so that those leaves kind of just stick wherever. I did put the Miltonia spectabilis right here, kind of underneath the Barina light. And hi, Ghost. So he is going to be in my way, just so you guys know, if I kind of stumble a little bit, it's because he feels like he has to be right next to me, and I don't want to put him in the kennel just to do the video. That's kind of inconsiderate on my part for him. I moved the Cymbidium over here because where I had it, I don't think it was getting enough light. She lost a lot of the leaves, and I know they senesce the leaves, but she lost quite a few at one time, but does have too strong growth. So I think with more lighting, I think that one's going to be just fine. This little corner here, pretty much everything is the same. The two Schillerianas are here, and I do have this one facing this way so that this leaf kind of opens correctly and doesn't go wanky. Moved one of I think this one is the Christmas cactus that was under the table. Kind of put it here, and she looks, look how wanky she looks. Like it's all nice and full and thick here where she was facing the window, and then on the back side she's just a little off-centered. And then the Fred Clark After Dark I do have here. And Nina did say that she thought it was going to grow a spike. That's what she thought that little growth was, but it's not progressing anywhere. It's just kind of sitting there. If it doesn't bloom, that's fine, but I am proud of the growth because this right here is last year's growth, and that's this year's growth. That's like 10 times larger. So if it doesn't bloom this year, it'll probably bloom next year. And once it goes dormant, I am going to unpot it, kind of move it into the center. That's kind of what I did last year, is after all the leaves died off, let it completely dry out, moved it what I thought was in the center, but if next year's growth is even this size, she's not going to have any room. So I'm going to have to move it forward. And then the Montana Big Sky here, look at this new growth. It's just coming right on along. It looks a little weird, but that's okay. And I'm going to try not to give you guys too much of a glare. As you can see, it snowed. Woohoo! But I had to move my Silogeny over here because over here it was all in the tree. So Silogeny and Yin Yang just switched places. Yin Yang spike is, look at this. Can you see? Just going right on along. And we're going to step over on this side. Had to switch Peaches with the, which one is that? That's the Summer Love, I think. Is that Summer Love? Let's zoom in on the name, see if we can see what the name says. Yes, it's the Summer Love fragrance. Had to kind of switch them out. Again, because of the way that it was, I was afraid we would bump into it. And all this is still the same. I did move the Schilleriana to the back, and I moved the Thanksgiving cactus up to the front, just because I thought aesthetically it looked better taking up that corner. And this Vanda that I thought was, this is the no ID that I got from Ken in the spring, where it lost the one spike because of cold damage. Well, I thought it was only going to be one bloom. Look at this. We are going to have 4, so I'm excited to see that. And I was hoping that the Phalaenopsis dendrobium was going to be open. I think it's going to be a white one. I was going by the name that it was sold to me as. It was sold as a white nobly type, but as we can see, that is definitely going to be a Phalaenopsis dendrobium, or even an antelope. We'll have to see how the blooms open up. The Maxillaria tenuifolia, sorry, is starting to work on that bulb there. Got several new growths coming on it, doing well. And then my sweet memory here, still did not cut the spike. I left the spike on there and is working on a new leaf. And then down here, the Yellow King is still doing fine. I did leave it there. And this is the bottom of that Phalaenopsis dendrobium. Moved the jewel orchid over here. It used to sit on the other side underneath the same kind of little setup, just moved it over here. This is the Patra Delight. It is in lava rock and like a bead. I had to stop and think. So it did get a flushing this morning, so that's why you can kind of see the wet roots there. But I kind of left it in water and soaking it, and then eventually I put it in that last night as I was moving things around. And then this is the Hauserman orchid that I got, the Colmenar. Is that how you say that? Colmenari? I don't know. But look at, I love how this wildness looks. And then back here you can, so I didn't do anything with these guys here, so they are going to be a little dusty. I was up till about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, finishing things off because everybody that got moved got watered, wiped down. This is the project for today, this shelf here, and possibly this shelf here. Everybody needs to be wiped down. But Kingianum over here, look how it is growing. Still no spikes on anybody up on here other than Mr. Spotty here. The Tolumnia spike should be open next Saturday. So if you want to see what those look like, and I have some more things for you, go ahead and hit that subscribe so you don't miss anything. Up here, I believe my gold staff, I think you can't really tell, but it looks like that spike is activating up again. But down here on this shelf, the Sogo Vivian spike here of Leaf's Edge, as well as the Sogo Vivian just regular here, is coming right on along. And I'm going to move this, but that is my mini mark spike that I'm trying to get to go to the front. That is why this cardboard is up here, to kind of block this light to force it to go that way. And this cardboard is here to block the back light to force it to go forward. Anything else exciting going on up here that I can see? No. And then I think the spike on this Soft Clouds, I think I'm just going to cut that off because the buds did blast. So I think I'm going to cut that off, let it continue on some more vegetative growth and go from there. But look at what this white cattleya, look at all those roots down there. Goodness. And that new growth coming right on along. And we have a beautiful little sheath coming right there on our, is this my small world here? Let's see if I can get in here without breaking anything. Is this the Nodosa with small world? Yes, this is the Nodosa with the small world. So possibly a bloom on that. And then the green leopard is just finishing off this. My encyclia, just doing some root growth. Looks like we're going to have some bulb growth here. Let's see, yellow bird, just growths. Now I don't see any blooms on that. And I don't think this bloom right here, let's see if I can get in there. We won't focus. There it goes. I don't think that one's going to develop. That was the first attempt. So we'll probably have to wait for another growth to mature and let her try again. The, what is that? The Leopoldii dark one crossed with the Greek wax. that new growth is coming right on along gorgeously. And let me show y'all something. Remember I was saying I was going to let the Lindley grow? Well, it obviously decided it's just going to do it on its own. So I'm going to kind of take it out of this lighting a little bit. Look at that. That growth right here by my pinky. That one right here. That is just matured. We have that smaller one right there at the bottom maturing. And then we have this one sticking out right here maturing. And look at the roots on that. So I am going to continue watering it until it at least matures those. And then maybe rest her in January and February and see what happens. Now, if I see another new growth pop out, I'm just going to keep watering her until she stops growing. She may not bloom for me this year, but that's okay because I do want her to fill in a little more. And this will have to be our last look at the Greek wax silk ball. Look at this, poor baby. That is what she should look like without my hand in the way, of course. And you can see she's starting to close in on herself, meaning she is going to die those flowers off. But that new growth, look at it. This is it right here. It is just shooting up rather quickly. And I like to, let's see if I can do it with one hand and not break anything. But this way, I can kind of control her a little bit better as far as her going all over the place. And I thought I saw another growth on her the other day. I do. If you look really close, if it'll focus, you see that little swelling right down there at the bottom? Let's see if I can get my finger in the way and kind of point right where my finger is pointing. Hopefully. And then we'll have two directions of growth. And I've let this one dry out. Fortunately, though, she's not suffering, or he's not suffering. That's the Roy-Taganaga. And let's see what's going on with Miss Elaine over here. Don't see anything really happening with her other than her finishing off those two new growths right there. And then my Maxima here, I did cut this one off right here, the leaf off, because it was blackening. I think I was over fertilizing it because the same thing happened with this one. Since I've cut back on the fertilizer, the blackening of the leaf tips has kind of diminished. So I think I was just giving it a little more fertilizer than it needed. So I have cut back on that, and that has diminished that. The Sweet Aussie here, finishing off this growth. Don't see anything else really happening on this shelf here. Then let's go down here. So other than just growths, I don't see anything on this side. However, if we look right here, Jiho's Pink Girl, she's got two branches, and then she should be opening those blooms hopefully by the end of the week. And then, of course, I can't take credit for this spike. This is one of the ones I got from Ken in, November. So I've had this one for about 2 weeks, and it already had the spike. So I can't take credit for that spike. But let me move my watering bucket. And I'm having to keep a towel over it because Ghost, as you can see, hair everywhere. He sheds quite a bit. Oh, real quick before I show you that. The Twinkle Blooms opened. Yep. Aren't they pretty? They're so pretty. And then the Phalaenopsis Soft Clouds with the double spike this year. And then this one is another Soft Clouds. That is, well, you can barely see that little spike there. It's going to be a little poor blooming. And then I put the Terranium down here for now as well. And the Bellina wild type is down here. This one is the MSU Fertilizer Orchid Experiment. Not doing too well. I also put my Japonica and the Falcata and my Dendrobium unicum. They used to sit on the table in front of the east-facing window. I've set them down here until, we take the tree down in the first week of October. Oh my God, we can't keep the tree up that long. First week of January. Real quick, let's just look at the Speciosa Red here. She's opened up another bloom. Look at that. She just opened that this morning. Again, I just love the, let's see if we can get it where you can see that those green tips on the bloom. Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? I just love that little green tip. That's such a beautiful detail on this thing. Now, she doesn't have her scent because she did just open today. From the last blooming that she had, it took her about a day or so before the scent came in, so not very strong. Now, you guys ready for the best thing ever? I'm going to cover the camera and show you guys. Ready? Look at this. Look at all of these spikes. Look at this. So we do still have the red apple in bloom. And then these two used to sit over there. So I did move them here. They're going to be opening soon. I was hoping that this one would open because this is the one that I can't remember what she looks like. And then we have the Macrobay Pops. He should be opening soon. This is one of the ones I got from Ken in November. Again, I can't take credit for this spike, and I cannot take credit for these two because they came with the orchid in November as well. Now this one I can take credit for. This is my Harlequin Splash. Used to sit on the bottom shelf. This one as well came in spike. Hopefully she'll be opening that soon. Now this is one of the ones from Ken in November, but I didn't see the spike, so we're going to share this one, okay, Ken? This will be both of our spike. And then this one here is the black dot. Nope, this one is the K-Light Phalaenopsis, and we are going to get a spike off of it. This one I've not seen in spike since 2021. This is the one that was sitting over by the window as well. This is my birthday orchid. That spike is so slow. Teresa, you're so right. It is so slow. Now this one came with this spike. It's these are two branches off of an old spike, but I'm sure you can see it peeking out there. Is another spike coming right there. And then my Shinfin, I'm going to say that wrong, Shinfin Savory Orange has, let's see if we can find it. It's in there, I promise. There it is. A spike coming right there. And no, this is not the one that it came with. The one that it came with never developed. It's still in here somewhere. Let's see. Just so I can show you guys, because I do want to take credit for the other one that we just saw. Let's see. There it is. Nope. Well, it's still in there. I can't get it to focus. My hands are a little shaky. Sorry, guys. So this is my new table for my coffee pot because I did have to make some room. I had to put my coffee somewhere because I usually sit in this chair or I sit in that chair, and then if I need to, I have a little space right there. The Bulbophyllum fascinator is right there, but we have a double spike on this soft clouds, and then my Chia E Yinlin, there we go. We're going to have two spikes coming off of it. And then just one spike for the Tadia Blush. No spikes on the Spot Queen yet. And then these guys down here, but I'm kind of hoping that perhaps we might get one off of this one. This one has some beautiful, they're peachy orange. Oh, they're hard to describe. This is one of our May ICPUs, and it is finally coming into her own. This is the orchid that's going to be going to the workplace. So if you would like to see this show, be sure to subscribe and hit the notifications if you want to. You don't have to, just keep a lookout. And I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. I hope you're having a great holiday season so far. And I'll see you guys next time.